All right, so this is going to be part 2. We're going to look at how we find a triangle, area of a triangle using trig. So the area of a right triangle, or of a triangle, is half the product of the lengths of the two sides and the sine of the included angle. So the way this works is if we have a triangle that's not a right triangle, we can use this equation to help find the area. Now, not every triangle is going to be labeled A, B, and C, so you kind of have to understand the process. So, as we know before, the area of a triangle was 1/2 base times height. Now, in this triangle here, our base would be B, and our height, well, we don't have. So if we drew our height here, and draw the height down here, this would be our height, h. So 1/2 base times height. So as we write here, as we write down the equation, area equals 1/2 the base, which would be side B, then we need to write an expression that help us find the area of, or the length of h. Now, we're assuming that we have to know, in this problem, we have to know the two sides that surround the included angle, which this angle A is going to be our included angle. So, if this is the angle we're trying to find, this would be the opposite of this, because we drew a line perpendicular to the base. This would be the opposite side, this would be the hypotenuse. So you could rewrite if you took the sine of angle A, it's equal to the opposite, which is h, over the hypotenuse, which is c. Now, if we're trying to figure out what to plug in for h here, we would have to solve for h. So we could cross multiply and have h is equal to c times the sine of a. So if we take this value here and plug it in for the value of h in our problem, then now this becomes, instead of 1/2 the base, which is b, times c sine a, and this is how this formula was derived. So let's practice using it. What is the area of the triangle round to the nearest square centimeter? So what you have to recognize is you need two lengths and you need the included angle. And so we're going to take 1/2 of the base, which would be 21, times the other base, other side, which would be 12, times the sine of 48. And it's just a matter of plugging it in your calculator. So, turn our calculator on, and we'll take 0.5 times 21 times 12 times the sine of 48. And that gives us the area of 93.636. So it says round to the nearest square centimeter. So it's going to be, the area is 93.6, so it's going to round to 94. So area is equal to approximately 94 square centimeters. And that's all there is to it. So let's take a look at the next one. Okay, pause the video and you work this one out. All right, so we take area is equal to 1/2 the base, 16, times the other side, 10, times the sine of the angle in between, which is 34. That should give you approximately 45 square inches. All right, so now I want you to try these two practice problems here and then pause the video and come back and see how you did. Okay, so we have area is equal to 1/2, 6 times 8 times the sine of 87. This one says round to the nearest tenth, but because this ends in a 0 here, it's going to be 24 square centimeters. And number 5, you have 1/2 times 6 times 5 times the sine of the included angle, 140, and this answer comes out to be 9.6 square inches. All right, so in part 3, we're going to I want you to work the practice problems from the first half of the lesson, and then we'll go through and work each one together.